everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, we've got a pair of safeties who will be counted on to be the last line of defense. It's the Vikings going up against the Eagles. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are just off I-95 at the home of the Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field on the south side of Philadelphia. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Minnesota Vikings, here comes the offense. Now, they'll have to face a much improved New Orleans defense. Now, they saw New Orleans in week 1, Charles, but this quarterback, Case Keenum, it wasn't him that started that game. That was Sam Bradford, remember.
It was, and here's where it's interesting. Sam Bradford was a monster in that game against New Orleans. Threw for big yardage, pinpoint accuracy. Looked like this offense was really going to elevate under him, but he hurt his knee. Never the same after that. Case Keenum took over, and the offense morphed and changed to fit Case Keenum's style. A little more movement, bootlegs, quarterback. No quarterback run game, but just moving him out of the pocket to get him some sight lines. Be interesting to see what Case Keenum does against a much better New Orleans defense this time around as they try and win a playoff game at home.
And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
When I see Latavius Murray with the ball in his hands, I think that he's a dangerous player. He has good speed, good presence to run inside, nice toughness, and good vision that once he gets past the first line of defense, he can make a guy miss and turn it into a bigger game.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. The defensive unit for Philly here, a group that gave up only 79.2 rushing yards per game, best in the league.
And so many people look at how they play defense, their style, that wide 9 that they call it, meaning the defensive ends are out wider than normal. Looks like there's a lot of space to run the ball, doesn't there? But they've got 2 tackles in Tim Jernigan and Fletcher Cox that eat up a lot of space, and they bring the linebackers a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, so it's a lot harder to run the ball. In fact, they were #1 in the league against the run in 2017, and they will get tested by the Atlanta Falcons, Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. This defense is going to have to carry them without...
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Vinny Curry with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Eagles offense trotting out there. Nick Foles, the quarterback. Everyone knows the story. Carson Wentz hurt against Los Angeles back on December 10th. Now Foles 2-1 as a starter since. Now he takes them into the playoffs, hosting Atlanta. How do you think he does?
Well, he had the 4-touchdown game in his first start against the Giants this season and looked like, okay, it's going to be not seamless, but the Eagles felt pretty good about it. But, boy, what a tough time in the next 2 ball games. One of them against Oakland, one of them against Dallas. And I've heard this. His last 15 third downs that he's quarterbacked, they're 0 for 15 on third down. That's got to change if the Eagles expect to advance in the playoffs. He's got experience. He's been a starter in the league. He's been to the Pro Bowl. He's going to have to play to that level.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. And the tight end, Zach Ertz, is key in this offense as we get a look at the starters.
Comes out of the factory known as Stanford, which keeps putting out tight ends. Zach Ertz, one of the better ones we've seen in recent years.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Time to show you the #1 overall defense in the National Football League. It's on the side of the Vikings. They're #2 against the run and #2 against the pass, but #1 overall.
Hard to move the football against them, no matter what you're trying to do, because they have the bulk up front against the run. They have the speed in the secondary and linebacker position. And how about Xavier Rhodes at corner, Harrison Smith at safety, both named to the All-Pro team, although Harrison Smith not named to the Pro Bowl team.
A lot of people thought that was a major snub.
Yeah, one of those oddities, and I talked with Harrison Smith about that, and you know what he told me?
What?
I don't even put it in my contract as a bonus because I don't trust the process of the Pro Bowl selection. I didn't ask him if he put in there for the All-Pro team, because if so, he'll cash in pretty
Cha-ching.
well.
Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
Now it's Ajayi. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Now Foles. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Foles. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they look at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
They go play action here on 1st down. Caught right side, it's Jeffrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Alshon Jeffrey so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body, ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control. And you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. He really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL.
In the red zone this time. Here's Ajayi. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. For Ajayi, he's had 7 games so far this year with the Eagles. How key is he going to be with Nick Foles, the quarterback, instead of Carson Wentz in this playoff push?
He'll be a monster key in this one, and he'll be part of what I think is going to be a 3-headed monster that they'll use in the backfield in the playoffs. Jay Ajayi, he's going to be the sprinter-type guy, can create the big plays. Like Garrett Blount, he's that guy just moves the ball between the guards and the tackles. And Corey Clement, he's kind of a do-it-all type of a player, an undrafted free agent out of Wisconsin. But Ajayi, if he can get a few big sprints in and open things up for his offense, yeah, he could be the guy that could carry them deep in the playoffs. I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Here's Foles. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is knocked down from the side at the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the 1st quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
Yeah, maybe a little of both. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll go to Blount, try and pound it in. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. LeGarrette Blount taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. 2nd effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends in a touchdown run by LeGarrette Blount. Elliott now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Here's Keenum. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
First down, Murray. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Again, it's Murray. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, or if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4th.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. Spins by and able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. And some space here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. This is Ajayi. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Second down following the run. They run again with Ajayi. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
So after that stop, you know that third down is not a gimme if you're on the offensive team. So what are you going to do? Run it again? Or maybe you go play action and try and throw the ball and pick up the necessary yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They'll look to throw here. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 6 there on first.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now blown. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
So under the category of, while it can't be us because we're not that good, but could you imagine if this was you? LeGarrette Blount, his first 1,000-yard season since what, 2010, his rookie year, and 18 touchdowns in the regular season, and no longer with New England.
He is over 30 now. He turned 30 in December. I don't know if that played a factor, but yeah, such a productive year, and then he's gone.
Well, that just tells you this. Now he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder trying to prove something.
They run with Ajayi. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
But, oh, has that changed in a big way? The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
They'll set up to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Charles, that's an important third down stop. You don't want to spot him 2 touchdowns here early.
You're trying to slow momentum down. You've already given up the score. They're coming right back at you. You're exactly right. Being able to hold them there and force a decision on 4th down, that's big for the defense.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
6 yards here to go for the offense on second down. They go with Murray again. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Yeah, the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 10-zip our score, and we're back to Philadelphia after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out. Shotgun snap for Keenum. Open man as Thielen is complete. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 19 yards that time for number 19.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Now a give. This is Murray. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on that run. And while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
That was second down run for Murray. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The Vikings on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. Out of the gun, Keenum over the middle here to Rudolph. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown. I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. They'll start out on the ground with a Johnny. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. Not much happening there on first down. I thought there might have been a hole for a split second. Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he connects with Ertz. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. They brought in a heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. And he'll give it here to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. 2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical. Action fake. They'll look to throw. And bringing it in, this is Selleck over the middle. And a big hit at the end of that one. He's knocked down hard at the 32-yard line. I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10. All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them. The Eagles on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be out of bounds down to the 25. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now a handoff looking right. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. The Eagles on 3rd down. They have been superb, 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And Elliott puts this one through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And our attention here turns to Latavius Murray. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. Keenum now on 1st down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So the pass falling to the ground there, but one pass that did not fall to the ground. It was tipped. Maybe the most miraculous play we've seen all season. How about Marcus Mariota's self-catch? And he threw a touchdown pass to himself. Only that happened one other time, 1997?
Yeah, Brad Johnson did it when he was the quarterback of the Vikings against Carolina, but How about how the whole thing just unfolded? Marcus Mariota having to exit out of the pocket, not unusual. That's part of his game. Makes a throw, is tipped in the air. He catches it, makes a move, and then dives and sticks the ball on the pylon for the touchdown. They were down 21-3 at the time that play happened. That kick started their comeback, an eventual win at Kansas City.
Yeah, and CD, remember it was 3rd and goal, so if they don't get that, maybe that comeback doesn't happen. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Keenum. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Hey, we talked about Adam Thielen a little bit last year, didn't we? Possession receiver, makes some tough catches, gets it done, and he's a homeboy. Grew up very close to the Twin Cities.
And showing those possession receiver skills right there to pick up the 1st. Play fake here on 1st down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Keenum to throw on 2nd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Now a 1st down throw. Keenum firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's not only Adam Thielen, that's the Pro Bowler Adam Thielen, who had 91 catches this year and over 1,200 yards, a career high.
We always look for great stories when we do games. Is there a better one this season than Adam Thielen in terms of where he came from to make a Pro Bowl roster as a receiver for the Minnesota Vikings? Lightly recruited out of high school, ends up at Mankato State, which is now known as Minnesota State Mankato. Undrafted, goes to a rookie free agent tryout camp, hangs around, makes the practice squad. First he's a special teams guy, and now he's one of the better receivers in the league. I think it's one of the best stories I've heard in 2017 NFL. But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Again, Keenum looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by a former 1st-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Going to give this time to the tailback. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll set up a throw. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And a big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field. This is in the area where it might be coming back.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now Foles. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Yeah, thank you. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Foles. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So on 4th down, here's the veteran left-footed punter Donnie Jones to kick it away. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. Here's Sherrill's. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Latavius Murray getting set to go again. Now, I'm not going to say you completely abandon the passing game, but it would really behoove them to get this running game going more.
That's the identity most teams are seeking. Able to establish themselves, control the game by running it, have to touch it multiple times in order to have success in this game.
And as we say, yeah, that's right. As we say all the time, that sets up the passing game. I feel like a broken record with that.
Listen, we can be broken records all we want. Bottom line is, lather up that big horse and let him run.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down. Working from the gun, Keenum. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
On 1st down, it's Keenum. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, Charles, we got a split second here. Let's look ahead to this divisional round weekend coming up. Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. Now, those two teams met. You remember week 3, Jacksonville won 30-9. That was the game that Ben Roethlisberger said afterwards, hey, maybe I don't have it anymore.
Man, that's because he threw 5 interceptions in the game and really put his team in a deficit and in a hole. And, you know, since that time, Big Ben has shown us that he still has it. So that's not an issue at all. They expect Antonio Brown to be fully healthy for the game at wide receiver for Pittsburgh. But Jacksonville's defense, dominant in the first-round playoff game against Buffalo. They expect to be that way against Pittsburgh as well. They're playing with a lot of confidence.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Keenum. And Rudolph has it left side. A gain of 13 and also a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Throwing on 1st down is Keenum. Left side caught by Diggs. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. On 1st down, Keenum. Murray, strong running. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. Throwing again is Keenum. It's Floyd on the right. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They go play action here on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A chance for us now to discuss Jay Ajayi. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. They'll begin the drive with Ajayi across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, back to you guys in a minute. But first, it's indeed time for our EA Sports halftime report. The Eagles are happy to be sitting in the locker room with the lead. The Vikings won't panic either. They know they just need to take it one play at a time. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 2nd and 2 coming up. Luntz looking for room to run, and he'll go in from 2 yards out as they get out to a 7-0 lead. 1st and 10. Diggs is going to make the catch in traffic, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 43-yard line. Vikings have it late in the 2nd. Quick pass is complete, and he'll be tackled at their own 44-yard line. That'll do it from our EA Sports studios. Let's send it back up to Brandon and Charles in Philadelphia.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They'll run it now out of the gun. He finds an opening past the 40, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Well, that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 31 yards there and a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Now a carry for Blunt. Down to the 25. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll run again with Blunt. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Eagles on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I like the look that they just showed there. When you come out on a passing formation, spread things out a little bit, makes it really hard to cover the middle of the field, doesn't it? Because you got to go out to the perimeter and cover those guys.
Yep, exactly. Got some good blocking, too. Helped him pick up the first. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Here's Foles. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Everson Griffin in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Offense needs something here on second down. It is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Emerson Griffin in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
3 yards to go here on 2nd down. 10th carry of the game now, Murray. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You and I both know that you don't really truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray's a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Watch left. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. Keenum going to throw. And that is incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Jay Ajayi works his way back onto the field. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, a sidestep here on that incompletion. Of course, the NFL playoffs going on. Atlanta, Philadelphia this weekend. First of the 4 divisional round games. And Matt Ryan going back to Philly and went to high school there. And, of course, Atlanta looking to avenge some demons from last year. You think they've got a shot in this one?
I do. I absolutely do. Based on how they played in Los Angeles in the first round against the Rams, they took the highest scoring team in the NFL, which averaging around 30 points per game, and held them to 13. That's a big deal. Down the stretch, Atlanta's defense, the last 6 games of the regular season, held their opponents to approximately 16 points per game. They're getting better on that side of the ball, and they have playoff experience. And don't forget this. Philadelphia does not have Carson Wentz playing quarterback. It's Nick Foles, and they've struggled down the stretch.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. Aguilar has it. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Caught by the tight end Ertz. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. 10 more there and another first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Ertz over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover it? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
play. Ajayi hit. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Here we go now.
They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Keenum. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. A handoff. It's Murray. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing is Keenum. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Vikings on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Keenum. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Timmy Jernigan able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, That's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And now out comes Minnesota. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
They run with Murray, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Out of the gun, Keenum. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 19 yards that time for number 19. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Keenum now on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Vinny Curry in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one good for 12 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Working from the gun, Keenum. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. From the gun, here's Keenum. And he's got it. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. It's his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
2nd and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'd be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And the penetration too strong. He won't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
I get the thought process, 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way, but that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. Okay, so thought they might go for it here, down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And Forbath will put this one through, and they'll at least get on the board here, still trailing, but 16-3 now. So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now Foles. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Second down now after the pass completion. And now here's a carry heading left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 11.
Back 22. Back 22.
They'll set up a throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So they get the INT. Now here's Keenum going with a screen for Murray. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Keenum throwing on 2nd. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Keenum on third down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains. First down, Keenum. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. And it's first and goal now, but still 10 yards to go. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon, trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And they still need 10 yards here to find pay dirt. It's second and goal from the 10. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with third down upcoming.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
They gotta have 6 here. It's third and goal. Now they'll run. Murray. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Forbath will put this one through, and the lead is down to 10 now at 16-6. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brandon, it's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head. Here's Foles. Now the hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return will stop right around the 25. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
After the interception, here's Keenum. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Timmy Jernigan in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go. Green, 39.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Room here to run. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. So they're operating in the red zone. They'll run here. It's Murray. And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the 1st down yardage before he's brought down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
So it'll be first down here after the run. A 20th carry coming up now for Murray. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Forbath out to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Caught right side, it's Jeffrey. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. And he'll give it here to his running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd.
Playing coverage here.
And oh, a big collision there. He's hit and knocked backward at the 38-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Here is the punter Jones as he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another 4th quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
To throw. Throw left side complete. It's right. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down. Back to throw. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. 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 I know it's a never say never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Forbath to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Forbath out to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. He was trying to get it to Jay Ajayi there out of the backfield, and that'll bring up second down. So he was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. They'll look to throw. And Jeffrey's got it. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. He's back to throw. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And before the second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Second down, and the offense in search of 6 yards. Foles. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
To his knee goes Keenum, and that should be the ball game. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that fourth quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback, because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Philadelphia.